Welcome, jerks. Hey, jerks. So much going on today. It's a wild, wild day. A lot to cover tonight. Just me, just solo jerk tonight. But I got lots of things that we're going to go through tonight. We're going to go through some videos. We got different topics. We got rubber duckies. We're doing the rubber ducky thing today. We have to do the rubber ducky. I think some people already saw it today, right? The rubber ducky. This rubber ducky, holy shit, this rubber ducky right here got us in the ridiculous Canton Police report. My live stream on the Young Jurks, 2 pages, they transcribed. We're going to go through that tonight. We're going to go through the Young Jurks in a Canton Police report today, dropped on a person that is facing like very serious charges for stupid shit. This is just the stupidest shit I've ever seen. And it's about the Canton Police. The Canton Police, but also the town of Canton. This town is so crazy. And don't give me the both sides thing. It's not the both sides. We're going to talk about the Canton Police today. Some people are going to be, what are they going to do? They're dropping ducks in front of Chris's place. There's a lot they could do. There's a lot they could do. That doesn't include felony witness intimidation. See, instead of doing what most police forces would do, instead of acting rationally, instead of trying to lower the temperature, these fools always try to raise it. They're always trying to raise the stakes to scare people off. And you know what? It's not working. You're not scaring Rich that get the felony charges today. He is not scared. He's tired of it because he knows he's making a mockery of you. So we're going to play the video. We're going to go through the documentation, and we're also going to talk about this Canton Police Audit, this ridiculous Canton Police Audit. They're supposed to have today the bid announcement. They're supposed to open up their bids on the Canton Police Audit that's been under so much controversy. The other night, we had a former Massachusetts State police officer come in from the Sturm Group. He wrote a letter on why he won't. Actually, his group, all law enforcement, major veterans of law enforcement, like one of the premier groups, the group that took down the Methuen police chief, who had a lot of political protection, and their report led to indictments of that police chief. So that group, the Sturm Group, just came out against the audit. It's basically saying this is not something that we can even apply for. We would love to do it, but not like this. And this is why. And he came on the show and he explained. Very nice gentleman, Larry, former law enforcement, Mass State Police veteran, a military veteran with the U.S. Air Force. And today, with no notice, no reason, no public statement, nothing, the Canton Audit Group decided to cancel their publicly announced meeting today. What we're seeing in Canton, we're going to start looking into some of these characters. Tonight, we're going to take a look into Randy Skollins, his past in Foxborough. But before I do that, I'm going to take a sip of coffee. I'm going to turn off the mic. I got to say, I'm enjoying some things right now. I'm enjoying the 15,000 people that now are supporting us on Twitter. The 38,000 something on YouTube. Another like 20,000 on Facebook. Thank you so much for being a part of the community and supporting what we're doing. Even when I have a bad show, you guys still, most of you, the majority still love me. When I know it's not one of my best shows. Tonight, I'm trying to have a good show. I think it's good so far. I got good energy. I'm feeling good. All right. And I got a lot to get to. And I'm amped up because of this whole craziness today. So this is Rich. Rich is someone I ran into outside the Canton Police Department when we did a standout just a few weeks ago, where I, in my speech, said Where's Helena Rafferty? When are you going to release the Proctor investigation, the third party? Why won't you even let us know who was the third party auditor? 2 or 3 days later, they released what I asked for. Apparently, they've been watching all of our shows. Sean McDonough, myself, Aiden, Tom CPU. And this police report, again, proves it. Because from the same exact location, they're watching my YouTube stream. And they're looking for Richie. Richie here, the Rubber Ducky guy, who they spent so much time on this. They spent more time on this than they did for the murder of John O'Keefe. They spent more on this than Sandra Birchmore. They spent more on this than the body that was not found and then found in another car accident. They spent more on this than, I mean, they did search warrants for sticker companies. They placed a search warrant to find out what stickers Richie ordered. They pulled surveillance cameras from everywhere. They requested search warrants from judges. Unlike at Brian Albert's house, they couldn't request a search warrant there, but they searched his car. They searched his entertainment center. They went crazy on this guy. They surveilled him. Over what? Over something that they should have, basically what they should have done. If they were responsible, if they cared about their reputations, if they were looking to lower the temperature, to actually maybe give Chris Albert maybe a little piece, they would have approached Richie and said, "Hey, Richie, we know what you're doing is illegal. We could charge you with all this. But instead, we're going to give you a warning and say, if you keep doing it, we're going to fine you heavily." That's what they should have done. And they should have said to a band, "Can you just stop doing it?" And I bet Rich probably would have stopped. I mean, this is the reality. Instead, what they do is do a crazy investigation, do search warrants, and they go all out felonies. They're trying to put this guy in jail. Because of what? Because he did free speech? He littered? That's the real charge for me. He did some littering. He made Chris Albert uncomfortable. And the problem with this approach is it doesn't work. It just emboldens people. People are so upset. There's going to be more ducks. The ducks are going to be everywhere now. This is why I get ducks everywhere, because we heard you were doing this. When I ran into Richie, I thought this shit was over for him. I thought that they had done an investigation and realized this is crazy. I didn't realize that they were this crazy. This is just, if I know that they were this serious, I probably would not have talked to Richie with a live streaming camera going. I didn't know I was going to run into Richie. This wasn't pre-planned. So I'm going to play the video. We're going to go through what the cop actually read from it, because I noticed the cop left a lot out. The cop basically transcribed a portion of our conversation, but he left out some things. And it's interesting what they left out. And he also editorialized. He'll say he's just presenting the facts about Aiden, but he was editorializing. And you could see, even in this was a well-written report by this officer. And there's some questions about this officer too. Sean McDonough's reported. I would love to see someone get documentation about this gentleman's dog, because there's a rumor going on that he locked his dog in a car and the dog died. I haven't been able to confirm that. I would love to see some FOIAs go out on that. See if we can find out any information on this police officer, because it seems like this town is run by people who can't work elsewhere because of their past scandals. And that means they'll do anything for the powers that be. And I'll give you a perfect example. Is the one we're going to talk about later is Mr. Randy Skollins. I don't think people were actually knocking down his door after he left Foxborough for obvious reasons. But Canton decided to elect him. And I think it's obvious why. This guy is indebted to the Canton Select Board. He doesn't have a choice like a lot of other town financial managers. And we're going to talk about why tonight, too. So let's play this video right now. I want to look at the comments. Oh, we already got some super chats. I'm going to try to stay away from the super chats till maybe the end tonight, because I'm not expecting as many of them, so that will be good. But I'm just going to read a couple of them right now before we get to the video, and got a lot of documents to go through tonight, too. And there's going to be a lot more shows coming up. I know O'Donnell. Jen O'Donnell's been on a bunch of shows lately. Just this last week, I think LTL, maybe last night or tonight, I'm not sure. But I know she booked a lot of shows, and we're going to have her on too. So do some coverage there. There's some other stuff that we're going to be announcing, hopefully soon. But I'm working on a lot right now. Toots. She gifted 5 Young Jurks memberships. Thank you so much, Toots. Christine Mitchell sent £10. She said, I love your shows, Mike. With love from the UK. Thank you so much, Christine. Christine in the UK. Thank you so much. I love the UK. United Kingdom. All right. Actually, before I go to this video, one thing I'm going to just mention real quick at the top of the show so I don't forget. Apparently, Tom CPU this morning outside of court interviewed that crazy freak of nature Grant Ellis. Yeah, Smellis. He interviewed the guy, and I guess I haven't watched it, so I don't know what he actually said, but everyone is telling me in the other chats for the other shows today that apparently he got up there and said that what did I do? I distributed video and altered it. I manipulated it for Aiden. And the fact is, I've addressed that several times publicly on the show and even on Twitter. And my answer is, everything that Grant said right there is a lie. There's no record of me uploading the video he's talking about. I didn't upload it. You know who actually uploaded that video? Who do you think actually uploaded the video? Speaking of which, guys, who do you think? If I didn't upload the video, who do you think actually did one of the people who you'd be surprised? Who's accusing me? He's accusing me of uploading this video, right? Guess who actually uploaded the video? Someone said Proctor. No, not Proctor. Pretty close, though. One of Proctor's assets, let's say. Someone said KP. You know what? I think she might have. I'm not sure. That's a good answer, too. But close. You're getting closer. Who's accusing me? Who's accusing me of uploading that video? Grant. Yeah, Grant. Grant actually uploaded the video. I didn't. I never uploaded the video. I shared the video after other people uploaded it. I never manipulated it. I would never edit it. I don't do that shit. I actually asked when I received that video, can we put it out? I want to make sure it's legal. I don't do that shit. I don't play games. It's funny because I know he has to know that about me at this point. So he's projecting. He's totally projecting. He's hoping that I did something stupid like that, but I haven't changed. There's no way that I would do something like that. It gets everything. And second of all, there's no evidence of it. I publicly denied it over and over and over again. I know he's lying because I know I didn't do that. So that's one thing I'll say about Grant, making up lies against me. And maybe if I have some time someday, maybe I'll do something about it. Who knows? I'm not generally like that, but I don't know. It gets to a point when how many times could you say the same lies over and over again? All right, let's get to the video. Did I leave anything else about Grant out tonight? Any other lies that Grant said about me today? Yeah, Grant actually uploaded the video. He's saying that I uploaded. So funny. I never uploaded that video. All I did is I watched the video and I wrote a tweet. That's what I did. And I posted the first journalism on that video. I was the first one to report the video existed. This is what I heard on it. I was the first one. That was my scoop. That was all I did in that situation. All right, let's get to this. This is the Ducks. This is at the Canton Police Station a few weeks ago on a Saturday. We're all out there supporting John O'Keefe, justice for John O'Keefe, for Karen, Sandra Birchmore. And I ran into this gentleman. I had no idea who he was. And like a lot of people over at the last few standouts I've been to, people hand me ducks. It's a common thing now. It symbolizes protest, I guess. I guess it's the cops call it the duck movement. That's what they call the duck movement. So, I don't want more ducks than I can handle. I've already gotten a couple of them. I think the guy quoted me as saying 50. That's an exaggeration. When you're in a stream or something, you're just saying I have more than I need. I think I only got like one or two. Like a lot of times when people give me shit like this, they give me pom-poms too. I find a kid and then I give it to them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to bring this shit home. But I brought this one home because of who gave it to me. And it's this guy here that you're going to see in the video.
So I got so many of those. Every time I go out, someone gives. I have like 50 of them now.
I bet you do.
Give them to the kid.
You got the red one with the Colin did it on it?
No, I don't.
Oh, so you don't have.
I don't have that one.
You don't have the original.
All right. There you go. That looks like I could get arrested in Canton for.
Yeah, all right. Well, they went through my truck already, so they didn't find shit.
Are you the guy who
I'm the guy.
See, right here, I'm joking too. Like the way that they quote me in this police report, it makes it seem like I'm being serious. Like when I was talking to him, it didn't dawn on me that they took it to this level. Like I even after all the crap that we've seen, I didn't think that they would go after people for felony witness intimidation for handing out ducks. Did anybody really think that they would go that far? I want to know in the chat. Did you think that they were that insane? Like I thought when Howie Carr is writing about you weekly and daily, you'd think you might stop being so silly and giving him such easy. I mean, he's already done stories on the Ducks. So where's he going to go next? I mean, this is getting, people are saying, no, I didn't think they would be that crazy. Like this is a new level of stupidity. And like I said, they may actually win a case against this guy. He could get effed. Well, that's a sad thing here. I mean, that's the truly scary thing is that he may actually go to jail over this. I'm still doubtful a jury will ever convict him. But you never know. And the fact is, they're going there. And that's what the ridiculous thing is, that they're going there about a guy who handed out some ducks, a guy who littered. And this is shit that goes on all the time, like in terms of like, I used to be, I'm from the music scene, so I used to manage a lot of bands. And I used to book a lot of shows. So there's flyering and stickering rules in different cities that you have to kind of be aware of, especially back in the day when bands were, putting their stickers out there and doing, even handing out flyers on the street related to littering and all of that. And that's what this kind of reminds me of. And it's like there's different levels that you can, and different responses you can take to people based on their actions. But this, to me, they knew what he was doing. They let him keep doing it so they could gather more info, more evidence against him. They could have stopped this a long time ago. And they could have stopped it without all the headlines. They could have stopped it with just saying, hey, we're watching you. We know you did. We're keeping track of everything you're doing. And if we see you do it again, we're going to give you, a $500 ticket, a $1,000 ticket, whatever it is. But they didn't go there. They decided to go the maximum felony witness intimidation. Let's play more of this.
Did you want to talk about that at all or not?
It's just a joke. Tully came to my house, came to my shop, my business.
Who came to your house?
So Tully, Lahan, and another Stoughton cop came to my shop in Stoughton, my business. Went through my truck, my system, my Toyota, my information system, see where I drove in the month of March. Right, so I started the duck campaign and the money campaign in February.
Yeah, I'll stop right there. This is such a good comment. That's not even the comment I wanted, but that's not a bad comment too. That is a good comment. Why are they protecting him so much? He is a witness, apparently. I think we know why, though. This comment right here. They are charging multiple people, hoping even just one will flip lie about Turtle Boy's involvement. I love how this law enforcement cop kind of addressed that. The Canton police officer. We're gonna read his commentary about this very comment. Let's play more of this.
February. So I got caught on Proctor's ring camera and a bunch of other people. I don't care because I'm fighting the fight. So anyways, they went through my thing on a Tuesday. The following Tuesday, they came to my house. I wake up in the morning, they're at my house going through it again. The same thing, same warrant, 2 warrants, and you know what? They didn't find shit. They don't find nothing. And you know what? And I got the arrest warrant. I can email it to
you. Did they arrest you?
Not
or just the warrant?
The warrants.
Yeah, are they?
But the charges that they're going to charge me with, the police report, I'll send that to you.
I would love it.
I'll send you that, what she said about the ducks, and then she led into the thing with Rita's lawn. But mostly it was about the ducks, and she threw the thing about the lawn in it, because people were asking, But I'm not hiding from nothing. I started this, Colin did it once, and I started the ones with these. It's a trigger word. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so what do they, when they, let's wait till he goes by.
It went in.
So when they came to you, did they threaten you with certain charges?
Oh, they want to get me an intimidation. Mike, honestly, what I think they're trying to do is connect me to Turtle Boy. So they couldn't, so this is me, myself, and I here, Mike. I've got nobody involved in this. I did this on my own, smoking a joint at night, thinking, what more can I fucking do to help? So that was it. And these are my signs I made up. And I started with the ducks, and it's been hilarious ever since. And I can't believe how it's grown. And I've sent them to Sean, I've sent them to Dylan, I've sent them to everybody.
They're on the North Shore, I'll tell you, I see them
all over
everywhere.
The North Shore, I know. But the secret is, it's got to have the sticker, because the stickers are the original ones. These are the original ducks. These all started, like I said, it was an idea back in November, but then in February I started it. And they just don't like the message. It's the bottom line is they just don't like the message.
And then the whole thing with Tully coming to you, because this is what they try to do with me. They never came to my house because I think they know that
I'm going to stop it right there. For some reason, I thought he said Tully, and I think he does say Tully actually, but I don't believe Tully ever came to his house. So I think this, I could be wrong, but I think this was completely a Canton police investigation, which is strange because again, shouldn't they recuse themselves since there's an Albert on the police force, since there's an Albert in the select board? But apparently the Canton police can can pick and choose crimes that they'll go after and recuse themselves from, because they recused themselves from the John O'Keefe case because of that. But they won't recuse themselves on this, I guess. Do you find that interesting how they pick and choose? So I don't believe Tully was involved in this, but you never know because Buchanan has been going to people's houses. I thought Buchanan might have gone to visit this gentleman too, but I'm not sure. You know, Buchanan's been going after, maybe Buchanan only goes after the women. Maybe state police don't want to go to a guy's house, so they just show up at the women's house because that's what we've been seeing. We've been seeing a bunch of videos of the Mass State Police going after these women about witness intimidation.
Record everything, but they tried with third parties to basically say, you know, go talk to Tully and tell stories about Turtle Boy. That's what they really want.
That's exactly what they want. And I was telling, I didn't get a chance to tell Aiden this, but that's exactly what they're trying to do. They found no connection. They didn't see me driving to where he lives. They didn't see me meeting up with him anywhere where they're following him. They saw nothing. They got nothing from the warrant in the second one. And the charges were going to be anything from witness intimidation, right, down to littering. I didn't get charged for any of them. And if you want to fucking litter, right, or give me for littering, give me the fucking fine. If you're
right.
not gonna fucking pay for it.
And when are they gonna charge?
Because he says it right there. He's right. Give him a fine. That's what they should have done. Instead, they acted like he's part of the Costa Nostra, like he's part of organized crime.
What's his name? The little bug, Jim Ferris, who throws his cigarettes on the ground every day.
So this is right here what I want to point out. We're going to review what the police officer, his little review. He didn't mention this, did he? This is what's so funny. He wants to give commentary, but what did he leave out of his police report? He left out this great point I made. These guys want to go after people for littering. And Turtle Boy said this the other night too. Jim Ferris sits there and smokes on camera and throws his cigarettes on the ground. We have video of that. How come you're not going through our video for that, Mr. Police Officer? How come you're not finding the videos that we have where Ferris is littering? Right? They didn't put that in the police report. I noticed he left out that commentary.
Never happened.
Yeah, no
Never
littering
happened.
for him.
No, never happened.
No littering for
We know
him.
how this town works.
Yeah.
I've been here 65 years.
This is exactly how this town works. Just like Betterow says. It's Chinatown. Jake, it's just how things work here. It's Chinatown. It's Canton Town. Cop Town. Copland.
My life. I own a fence company. It's called Canton Fence. Okay, I'm the man. I fucking know every fucking asshole and everybody in that building right there. They're all at least 20 years younger than me, and I know all their family. I know their families as cops. I knew that piece of shit Vincent Rafferty, her father, biggest piece of shit in fucking Canton.
Someone asked, did they use a leaf blower to search your house for ducks?
No, but that's a good one. I still, you know what? I still don't get that. I mean, if it wasn't a police investigation, okay. If you lost your jewelry in the snow and you want to use a leaf blower, I get it, okay? So you don't blow it anywhere. But a police investigation? Are you shitting me?
Unbelievable.
They should have a fucking tent. They should have one of those tents in every fucking cruiser, right, Peter?
Exactly.
Every fucking cruiser should have a tent.
They could have covered that crime scene
And
until
they didn't need those
the
big
storm
ones.
ended.
They could have used the little solo cups. They didn't know those were big ones.
So do you have a lawyer on this or not?
No, I talked to Jack McClone. So get this one. So I go to talk to Jack McClone. He's the lawyer, not that I'm having. He got Connolly off. He's connected to Morrison. He's a criminal attorney. I went to meet him at Marina Bay about this just to be ahead of it, right? He's fucking laughing. We're all laughing. He says, send me ducks. So you had to send him the ducks with the stickers on them. He's a hot shit. So he says, you know what's funny? You know he says? He goes like this. He says, you know what's funny, Rich? Now, I'm best friends with the guy now, right? He says, you know what's funny? This is after now. He says, Jen McCabe came to me and wanted me to defend her. That was fucking something.
Really?
So the only guy that would take it would be Reddington. Of course, he'll take a piece of dog shit if it works.
You got the money. You got the money.
I know Kevin since he was fucking 30, so I'm 25. So I know them all, Mike. It's like any person, like I had to square Tommy up on some stuff he was talking. He was so far off. I said, Tom, that's not the truth. That's not the way it is. Those aren't the people or whatever it was. You know, but I know a lot as Peter does. I've been around here 65 years.
You're talking about, when you said Tom, you're talking about Kelleher?
No, Tommy Kelleher disappoints me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking totally disappointed about him. I'm talking about Tommy.
Okay, so you got Tom DeRocha.
Yeah. No, Tom Kelleher Jr. His father was, you know the problem they're having at Dedham Street here? You've been listening to that? That wouldn't have a problem if fucking Tommy Kelleher Sr. was alive, right? I agree. Am I right? 100%. That motherfucker, Tommy Kelleher Sr. was the best cop in Canton. He followed the law. Let me just say something. He ended up following the law. You know, he's as crooked as the rest. He is, but he also was the cop when he had to be a cop. Yeah. You know what I mean? I took him to court and won. I'm doing it for the scratch game in my 99-year-old. I never had the free throw punch.
All right, that's a lot of the video. I'm gonna show the document now. Let's put up the document here. So basically, this is a huge. I don't even know how many pages it is. How many pages is this thing? 36 pages. Wow. So think about that. 36-page document, police report, investigation of this guy, Rich. And 2 pages are about us, about the video you just saw. So I'm gonna read the parts about us tonight. One of the content creators is named Mike Crawford, who runs a YouTube channel called the Young Jurks. Mike was live streaming the protests via YouTube and Facebook while it was ongoing. Live streaming is when a person records a video while it is being broadcasted live over the internet, not playing back a recorded video. Typically, upon completion of the live stream, both of these platforms will save the video, including audio, to be viewed and heard later. I mean, he did a little bit of research on us, obviously, because he knew we were on YouTube and Facebook. He got my name right. He spelled the Young Jurks correctly. Unlike, I mean, I feel like if this had been written by Mike Crawford, I would have been like Mike Bradford or something, and it would have been the Young Turks. He probably would have called us instead of the Young Jurks. So far, this police officer is pretty spot on with his facts. I will say that for him. But we do stream on some other places too. So you didn't get that. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, especially, and also on Twitch. Like 1 or 2 people watch us on Twitch. But Twitter and LinkedIn, actually, a lot of people do watch us too. All right. So far, so good, right? So he continues. He says, while he was live streaming at approximately 52 minutes into the live stream, Mike engages with an older white male party wearing a red MAGA King hat, sunglasses, a dark colored t-shirt. This is funny too, like that I would ever talk to someone in a MAGA King hat. Like if you asked me that like 3 years ago, I would say never. But now I talk to everybody. It's great. So he's got a red MAGA King hat, sunglasses, a dark colored t-shirt, and jeans at the protest. I immediately recognize this party as Richard L. Schiffer Jr. So I want to know, like, when did this guy find the video? Like, was he watching live while we were alive that day? What do you guys think? Do you think he found it later, or do you think he was watching us live trying to find Rich? I mean, that's 52. Did he watch the first? He must have watched the first 52 minutes. I'm wondering. Did someone tip him off? Like, how did they find out that Rich was on my video? I'm just wondering. You know, it's not like we announced it. I'm not sure that Rich posted it. I don't know. We didn't clip it or anything. I don't know. I wonder. All right, let's read more of this. The interaction begins with Richard Schiffer handing a yellow rubber duck to Mike Crawford. On the bottom of the duck is the "If you know, you know," which is right there. This is the exact duck they're talking about. This is it. He handed me this. and I've kept it because it represents the silliness. So this is the Canton Police silliness. This is what it's all about right here. This is it. I just dropped the ducky. That's it, though. It's everything. See? Is that buried? I think that might be buried. All right, so if you know, you know. Sticker that has been most recently located littered on the property of John O'Keefe's residence prior to his death. Mike states that he has approximately 50 of them and sees them everywhere, including the North Shore. Rich asks him if he has the red one, which is the Colin did it. You know, it's funny because he's quoting me like I'm on a live stream. When I say like I have approximately 50 of them, I don't even know if I said that, number one. I didn't hear that in the replay. Maybe I did, but I think I said I had a ton of them or something like that. But let's just pretend I said I had approximately 50 of them, which doesn't seem like I did say. That's not like factual. I've gotten a couple of them. I see them everywhere, but like, you know, this is the only duck. I think maybe I could have one in my car actually that I end up keeping, but like I've been handed a few of these, not many, but I see them out in the North Shore. That would be more factual for his police report next time. But, you know, I wasn't expecting that I would be on the record for this. This was like a live stream fun thing, you know, like it's weird. This is I didn't think that how many ducks I was handed was going to be so serious. Jesus Christ. All right, here's more. Mike displaying the duck for the camera state, that looks like something I could get arrested for in Canton. You know, when I said that, I was joking. Like, I was like, because I thought that they had gone to his house, investigated, and like I said, they're trying to get Turtle Boy, and I just figured they came to a point where they're like, we're not arresting this guy. Like, I didn't think that they would actually arrest someone for a duck. I was watching Melanie Little today, and she was like, that was such a prophetic statement, and I didn't think of it like that. Like, I wasn't predicting that Rich or anyone else was going to get arrested for a duck. I was like almost mocking them, like, you know, this is how crazy you guys are. You're talking about arresting people for rubber duckies. And then it actually happened, right? And Rich states, yeah, right. Well, they went through my truck already, so they didn't find shit. So Rich seemed pretty confident at that point. He said, Mike asked Rich, are you the guy? And see, I asked him because I had heard some things in the background that someone's house had been searched over handing out rubber ducks. I did hear that. And so when I saw Rich, I was like, oh, this is the guy who had his shit searched. And I'm not sure who even told me that. You know, I have so many people in my era all the time sending me info. I don't recall, actually, on that. So Rich replies, yeah, I'm the guy. It's just a joke. Tully already came to my house. So he did say that, I guess. He did say it was Tully, but it wasn't. Apparently, Tully never came to his house. It was this other joker from Canton Police. So he says, yeah, I'm the guy. It's just a joke. Tully already came to my house, my shop, my business. Leanne and another Stoughton cop went through my truck, my system, my information system, and my Toyota to see where I drove in the month of March. So I started the duck campaign and the money campaign in February. See, it's funny because I'm going to stop it right there. Rich seemed to think that they were going through his drives to see if he had met up with Turtle Boy. I think that they were trying to match up with all the camera footage they had, looking back on what we know now. So let's keep reading. He says, so I got caught on Proctor's ring cam and a bunch of other people. I don't care because I'm fighting the fight. So anyways, they went through my thing on a Thursday, Tuesday, and following Tuesday, they came to my house. I wake up in the morning at my house going through it again. The same thing, same warrant, 2 warrants. And you know what? They didn't find shit. They don't find nothing. And you know what? And I got the arrest warrant. I can email it to you. So I'm just going to stop it right there for 1 second. I just want to make the statement here that I don't support people throwing stuff in front of people's houses. I don't support littering. I don't think people should do it. But I also don't tell other people what to do. And especially when there's a First Amendment aspect to it like this. So I'm definitely not a ringleader. No, definitely not a shot caller on this stuff. Anything people are doing it, they're doing it on their own. However, I'm going to defend them when they're looking at criminal felony charges over something that should be just a fine and a talking to. And say, look, if you keep doing it, we will take it up to a felony. We will. That's what I think a reasonable police force does. You want to deter. Instead, they just follow the guy. They're just like, just keep doing it so we can, create a bigger file without they didn't tell him. And it may not, like this rich guy, maybe he wouldn't have stopped. Maybe he wouldn't have. I think if you had been nicer, that there maybe would have been more of a chance he would stop. But I mean, after he had his stuff searched, apparently he still was doing it. So, but I just feel like for PR purposes and just going all out against people like this is not helping Canton, the town of Canton, Canton Police Department, the DA look good. Just not. But I will say, if you're going to engage in this type of behavior, anyone who's listening, have a lawyer and have some money and be prepared. Know you might lose your job, if you have one, that you're worried about. Or, have a backup plan for your business to take off some days off of work, etc. And, also maybe be careful about how you do things. I mean, that's what I try to do. But at the same time, I'm almost pissed off. Like, I feel like people should be having ducks with them everywhere they go. You know what I mean? Like, because this is such bullshit. So be cautious or don't be cautious. It's up to you. I just think people should be aware of the risk and be willing, if they're willing to suffer the consequences, go for it. If that's what you want to do. All right, let's get back to this document. You know what? Let's just check the comments. I want to see if people can hear me. I'm on the screen. How is everything? Does it sound good? Am I too loud or too soft? And I also have to say, I don't know if the mods are here. We want to post oh, here we go. M's here. I want to make sure we post. There's a link I want to post to the fundraiser. There's a fundraiser now. If I don't post it tonight, look in the comments. We're definitely going to post it in future shows. We're going to be pumping this fundraiser out. Obviously, there's freekarenreed.net. You can donate to her fundraiser for her legal defense. Freekarenreed.net. They're doing a fundraiser right now. If you give $50 to freekarenreed.net and you send a screenshot of your donation to Dick Rocco, you get into a contest where they pick two winners, actually, that get to go out to dinner with Karen Reed and one of her attorneys, David Yannetti, and you get to bring a guest if you win. So that's a great fundraiser for Karen Reed right now, freekarenreed.net. You can also give money to Turtle Boy Defense Fund. Just Google, search it. It will pop up right at the top. Give, send, go. Give him some money. There's also another fundraiser that's going on, started by Jennifer Altman, that is to defend these women who have been charged with witness intimidation. This is like the new Canton 9. There's a new round of people. And Rich is probably going to be on this list too if he doesn't have his own defense fund. If I don't know, maybe he's wealthy enough he doesn't need a defense fund. But I'm sure if he needs some support, he'll get some from this defense fund with Jennifer too. But we want to promote that too, because there's a bunch of new victims here who are being charged. Here it is. M's got it in the chat. I'm going to pin this. I'm going to pin this right now. I want to start supporting this Give, Send, Go right here. Is that the right one? Yeah, these are the people. Thank you, MJ. She says, help those who have received summons. Fight their fight to fight for their right to free speech. So if you can support that, thank you so much. All right, let's read more from this. Rich says, Rich replies, yeah, I'm the guy. It's just a joke. Tully already came to my house. My shop. Actually, I think I read that, right? Actually, I don't think I did. I'm going to read it all. Rich replies, yeah, I'm the guy. It's just a joke. Tully already came to my house, my shop, my business. Tully, Lahane, and another Stoughton cop. We went through my truck, my system, my information system, and my Toyota to see where I drove. So I started the duck campaign and the money campaign in February. So I got caught on Proctor's ring cam and a bunch of other people. I don't care because I'm fighting the fight. So anyways, they went through my thing on a Thursday, Tuesday. The following Tuesday, they came to my house. I wake up in the morning at my house going through it again. The same thing. Warrant, 2 warrants. And you know what? They didn't find shit. They didn't find nothing. And you know what? I got the arrest warrant. I can email it to you. And this is the police report. It says the police officers he incorrectly refers to as Tully. It's me. He's basically this Canton police officer is like, it's not Tully, it's me. Why can't I enlarge this one now? Hold on one second. So, yeah, I think the police officer is a little pissy that he got him mixed up with Proctor. So funny. You know what? I'm going to, actually, that's not even what I want to do. What am I doing? Hold on one second. All right, I'm going to read a couple super chats. MJ, our awesome moderator, she has been a member now for 6 months. She says, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much, MJ. Please do. Please like and subscribe tonight. Reality check says $4.99. She says, here's my question. If they actually found that stuff in his truck, when they have taken it into evidence? Well, I think they did take it into evidence. Oh, you mean would they have taken his truck into evidence? That's curious, isn't it? Like it's someone else made a great point about it. I see where you're going with that reality check, because they're still holding on to Karen Reed's car and Richard's car. They downloaded the data immediately, like right in his driveway. They got a warrant for that. They took it right out of his driveway, and he didn't lose his vehicle. So why is it taking so long with Karen Reed's vehicle? Why is it taking so long with Turtle Boy's computer? So yeah, that's a very good point. Reality check. Another comment. Phoebe Bird says Toyota owns Lexus. They got Rich's GPS data. Yeah, but flub the Karen Reed Lexus data. They must have watched some YouTube vids on it. Right? How about that? It's the same. That is so interesting. See, all of a sudden they know how to do their job. All of a sudden you notice there's no misspellings. I mean, they got all my info pretty much correct. Mike Crawford spelled correctly. Young Jurks spelled correct. They even spelled the jerks right. Like, no misspellings. It's funny, right? Thank you so much, Danielle. Danielle says, always a great show, always a great host. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. The trolls were going after me the other night for my mumbling, stumbling over words, which happens sometimes. I'm going to tell the story someday. I think I've told it a couple times, but when I was a child, I was mute for a little while. Like my younger brother used to communicate for me. So for me to host a show is kind of a miracle, and it's something I celebrate. Like, they'll never get to me on that. Like, the fact that I have a bad show every once in a while, it's like, whatever. Like, I know it. I know when I'm good. I know when I'm not. You don't have to tell me. And it doesn't bother me. I know all my strengths and weaknesses, believe me. You know what I'm thankful for is like the 99% of the people out there who love it. That's why nothing they could say or do gets to me. So thank you all. Laura, she says, let's organize a worldwide rubber ducky race for Karen and Aiden. They've been going on for years. Why not? It will be fun, supportive, and uniting. I love that idea. Who can organize something like that? I mean, it could be worldwide, but I would love like a central Massachusetts location too. Like do a road race or something. Like make it simple, like a 5K or something. I would do it. I haven't run anything in years. I would do it for that. That would be so much fun. I might even like smoke a joint on the way. Like if it did give a bad look to Karen Reed, I probably wouldn't do it because of that. But like just maybe in a wheelchair, I'll be like, because I get I don't like to do walks and runs after dog walking because that's all I walk all week. So by the time Friday, Saturday, Sunday come, I don't want to go anywhere, and I'm still usually doing dog walks. So to do like a 5K would kill me usually, but for that I would definitely do it. And I don't think I would need a wheelchair. I could handle that. Jeno says they hate you because they ain't you, Mike. Oh, that's the thing. That's a very good point, Jen. That's what I know, that there's nobody like me. You know what I mean? And that's what we all have to keep in mind with all our strengths and weaknesses. That's what, makes us special. So I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm not a good actor. I always got caught. Like everything I've ever done in life, like it's been wrong, I got caught. I'm always the one that gets caught. And I'm always like, yeah, I did it. All right, let's go. Amy says, we all love you, Mike. I am a proud jerk. Thank you so much. Very generous of you all for donating. All right, we still have this up, right? Let's put this back. Hold on one second. We're going to go back to where we started here. Here we go. So Detective Taylor is noting that it's not Tully. It was himself from the Canton Police Department who was in Rich Schiffer's house, not Detective Tully. So they go back to the transcript from my show. It says, Mike asked, did they arrest you? Rich replies, not arrest warrants, but the charges that they were going to charge me with, the police report, I'll send that to you. Rich continues ranting. See, that's a subjective word, that Rich was ranting. He continues ranting on about Chief Rafferty, the ducks, and Rita's lawn. He puts Rita's lawn in quotation marks, which is interesting. And because people were asking. It's funny how they word this here. Rich continues ranting on about Chief Rafferty, the ducks, and Rita's lawn because people were asking. So he's basically saying, don't look over here. This guy's just ranting. I'm putting this in the police report, but don't talk about Rita's lawn. Don't talk about Chief Rafferty. Don't talk about it. It's just a conspiracy from a ranting guy on the sidewalk. Okay. So they could... he continues in this police report. He says, Rich continues, I am not hiding from nothing. I started this while holding up a duck. Colin did it. And I started the ones with this, holding up a duck with the, if you know, you know, sticker attached to it. It's a trigger word. You know what I mean? He even notes the truck that goes by. Oh my God. I mean, this is how much time they're spending. Yeah, like he's probably zooming in, replaying the video like, oh yeah, that's a Feeney Brothers. A Feeney Brothers Utility Services dump truck drives by, honking its horn. So someone's in support of Rich, and Rich could be seen throwing a duck at the truck, and it lands in the back of the dump truck. I mean, you gotta hand it to the guy. Good aim. Rich turns, looks at the back of the camera, and says, "It went in." I don't even think I noticed that, like, until afterwards. That like, I was like, what? In the video. Rich, the cop noticed it, though. Mike asks, so when they came to you, did they threaten you with charges? Rich replies, they wanted to get me on intimidation, Mike. Honestly, what I think they're trying to do is connect me to Turtle Boy. So they couldn't. So this is me, myself, and I here, Mike. I got nobody involved in this. I did this on my own, smoking a joint at night, thinking, what more can I do to effing help? So that was it. And these are my signs I made up, and I sat with the ducks, and it's been hilarious ever since, and I can't believe how it's grown. And I sent them to Sean. I sent them to Dylan. I've sent them to everybody. Mike says they're on the North Shore, I'll tell you. I see them everywhere. I tell you. He even quoted the I tell you. That's like my Byfield talk right there where I grew up. I'll tell you, boy. I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Richie. They're even up on the North Shore. Rich states, but the secret is it's got to have the sticker because the stickers are the original ones. These are the original ducks. Like I said, it was an idea back in November, but in February I started it. And they just don't like the message. The bottom line is they just don't like the message. And it's no question that Rich knows about marketing. He runs a business. He's got that sign, and he's been supporting Karen Reed and criticizing the Canton Police Department with his Canton Fence Company sign in the city of Stoughton. So, Canton Police Department do not like this guy. It's obvious. They don't like his politics. They don't like what he's been doing. And the fact that they're running a felony investigation against him seems really suspect when you had to recuse yourself from the John O'Keefe situation, and this is supposed to be related to the John O'Keefe situation. That's interesting. So let's continue to read this. Mike and Rich converse back and forth about how they believe that they were targeted as a way to get information about Turtle Boy, a.k.a. Aiden Carney. Oh, wait. Is that a misspelling or did they get it right? That's a misspelling. We finally found a misspelling. They did the common misspelled Aiden first name and tell stories about him. They say Tully tried to send people to get them to tell stories about Aiden. Rich goes on to state that the purpose of the search warrant for his truck was an attempt to show him driving to where Aiden Carney lives and meeting with him at various locations. Aiden Carney, a.k.a. Turtle Boy, has never been a subject of this investigation. No member of the Canton Police Department, including myself, has ever contacted Aiden Carney in regards to any of the littering incidences since March 2024. Now, this officer writes that, but again, put him on the stand and ask him, officer, do you know what the district attorney will offer Rich down the line? No, you don't. I'm pretty sure that the district attorney and the Mass State Police and the guy Tully that you said you're not might want to make a deal. And they're the ones that would actually prosecute these charges, right? So your little editorial, this section 211, this paragraph 211 is kind of bullshit. I'd like to hear less of your bullshit, officer. Like keep it to the facts. Rich states the charges were going to be anything, witness intimidation, right down to littering. I didn't get charged with any of them, and if you want to effing litter right, give the effing fine and let me effing pay for it. Rich continues, I've been here for 65 years of my life. I own a fence company. It's called Canton Fence. Okay, I'm the man. I know every effing asshole, everybody in that building right there. He's pointing at the Canton Police Department. Mike and Rich continue to converse back and forth about the town of Canton Police Department in the night of John O'Keefe's death. Mike at one point asked Rich if he has a lawyer for this matter. Rich and Mike continue talking back and forth while Rich is explaining to Mike he knows the truth and is to correct Tom DeRocher about what he believes is the truth, claiming he knows a lot of things, and so does Peter. He's referring to retired Canton Police Department Sergeant Peter Murphy. He goes on to state that he saw Deputy Chief Tom Kelleher work in a detail with Kevin Albert, and Rich states he threw more ducks out of his vehicle onto the other side of the road in an area they were working a paid police detail. That kind of makes me laugh. That is so hilarious. Tom DeRocher is a known vocal member of the Free Canton Read movement that has had several interactions with the Canton Police Department. The investigation has shown him to be an active participant in Richard's duck movement. Now the cops are calling it a duck movement. Is this like a gang? Is this like organized? Are you guys going to try to do RICO on the duck movement? He posted ducks on social media, live streams and videos himself with the ducks and hands them out to people at various standouts. I've got the ducks now too. I got them in hand. Am I going to get charged for having a duck on my show? Is this, what do you guys think? What do you think? Am I risking jail time by having this duck on the show? Is this offensive to Chris Albert? Is this intimidating him? I mean, that's what we have to do now. We have to interpret what we can actually say and do and cover on these shows now, and who we can talk to. Because they're charging people for handing out ducks and littering. I mean, for me, I feel pretty safe. I don't litter. No, But yet, free speech is witness intimidation in this state. All right, I'm going to read a couple more super chats, and we're going to get to Randy Skollins. We're going to get to the police audit stuff tonight, too. And I also want to say, if this police officer that wrote this report, that this is this wide investigation, that sat here and listened to my show and transcribed choice bits of it, if he is responsible for that dog's death, we need to find out more about that. And then we need to find out if it's true or not. I mean, I'm not doubting Sean, but until we see it from the government in writing, that's what we need. We need to. I want to know the name of the dog. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. How old was it? How long was it in the car? We need all the details if that did happen. And if it did happen, again, it shows that these employees, these town employees, are really indebted to their bosses for even giving them a job. Because I don't know about you, but if I did something like that at any job I ever worked, I don't think I would still be employed. And Randy Skollins, the guy we're going to talk about next, this guy has a history of what seems to be bullying behavior to women and subordinates specifically. And this is from the town of Foxborough, where he was previously employed. And a lot of this came out, but a lot of it seems to have been covered up. And we have some documentation on that tonight. We got some newspaper articles about it. We have some video. We have quite a bit of information on this, even though it's been mostly covered up. There was enough public disclosure about what Randy Skollins had been up to in the town of Foxborough that you would think any other town probably wouldn't hire him. But the folks at Canton decided to hire him. And I think because of that, he is deeply, deeply indebted to the Canton Select Board. And he's doing their bidding. And he's a nasty guy. I'm going to call him a nasty guy because I watched his behavior, at that last Canton audit meeting. And I just want to say something to Randy right now. I noticed that you had a woman come out and defend you in the town of Foxborough. And that woman was someone who was a political player. She had power. And she had great things to say about you, Randy. And what that demonstrates to me, Randy, is that you treat people different based on who they are. And you think you can bully the women of Canton, the people who are below you, the average taxpayers, the whole, you know, the troublemakers like Rita Lombardi and Catherine. How's that working out for you, Randy? Maybe you should start respecting the people that you serve in the town. And I say this because things have changed, Randy. You just don't have to kiss ass to the top people anymore. You got to kiss ass to everyone, Randy. Because everyone's got a camera. And some of the people have a little talent and have a following. And we're all watching you. All these shows, we're all watching you. We're watching you and your puppet, Bob McCarthy. Watching how you canceled the audit meeting today. We're watching how you got kicked out of your own audit meeting the other night. You're the town finance director who left the town of Stoughton under kind of a cloud of controversy about how you treated employees. And then you get kicked out of the audit meeting the other night. You're the town finance director. You were asked to leave. Thank you so much, Joseph. Yeah, Randy's record in Foxborough should be disqualifying, 100%. And someone said the audit will self-destruct. They're trying to kill the audit. And we're not going to let them. We are not going to let them. I mean, I want to take this to the next level. You know? I heard a suggestion today. Like I said, I can't vote in Canton. I'm not a Canton resident. But I know if I was living in Canton and I was a resident, I'd be thinking right now about withholding any tax increases for any town projects. My vote. If you're in a town in Massachusetts, especially like a small town that does special town meetings, you have a say in how money is spent. And I think a lot of the citizens in Canton are at the point where they're basically going to say, if you don't get rid of Skollins, if you don't get rid of Rafferty, if you don't get rid of McCarthy, I'm voting no. No money for the new school, your pet project. You know? Time to play hardball. Say, vote no. All right, I'm going to find, where is that? Perfect. This is a video that we have to watch right now. Randy.
Those are the changes. Questions from the board?
So this is a video from May 1st, 2018, Foxborough Board of Selectmen, where this is the last time, basically, they renewed Randy's contract. And a lot of off-the-record stuff apparently happened that we don't have video on about. But some of the women who complained showed up at this meeting and spoke. And we're going to play that. And you can tell they were very measured. They were happy that the select board had made some changes. The select board had basically come up with like rules of conduct directly because of Randy Skollins. So let's watch this. This is what we're going to watch right here. Basically what you're going to see is a board of selectmen basically rush through as soon as they possibly could vote to extend his contract, and then the women come out and speak.
Motion?
Move to approve new 3-year contract for Finance Director Randy Skollins.
Second. Motion made, second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Just if you want to talk about the terms of the contract. that's-
Yeah. No, not even. Heather Harding, 14 North High Street. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the women who were here and those who couldn't make it tonight, I'm just here to thank the board for addressing our allegations.
You hear that right there, too? The board of selectmen, they always do this bullshit, man. They're like, oh, don't talk about anything about except the terms of the contract. We don't want to hear about all of your other complaints. We don't want to hear about what Randy's done in the past. We just want to hear about the terms of the contract that we're voting on. We just voted on. I think they just voted yes for it, and now they're going to hear comments, which is strange. But let's just hear your comments on that.
We're happy to see that additional training has been done, the contract has been revised, apologies have been issued, and
Apologies have been issued. So this is what we need to do, folks. When we see Randy Skollins in public, we need to pull out a video camera. Don't make me go down in Canton and do this, because I like streaming the meetings, but maybe I got to show up at some other ones, maybe finance, I don't know, FinCon. Where does he go? Because we need to get cameras out and say, hey, Randy, what was your apology to those women in Foxborough? What did you apologize for, Randy? Maybe you need to start asking him that. What was your apology, Randy? What did you do to those women in Canton, Randy? He apologized. What did he apologize for?
this matter's been going on for a lot of years, for more than one administration, and we just wanted to take an opportunity to come and thank
A lot of
this board
years.
for
What
everything.
happened for a lot of years, Randy? That woman said a lot of years. What happened, Randy? We need to get the cameras in his face. This guy needs to answer some questions. Start sending some emails. I hope some reporters start asking questions about this town. Like who these people are. Because Bob McCarthy was picked by Randy Skollins. This guy, the woman in Foxborough telling you. And why did they employ him? Why do you think the Canton Select Board employed him? Because he'll do whatever they tell him to. This is sick.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That poor woman. Look at her. Look at her. She looks young. You know how nervous she must be right here? Is that him sitting there? I think that must be him. The crossed legs. Is that him? A little slouchy, little. Ugh. Look at him.
Rabbits.
Appreciate
Let's
that.
watch. I want to watch her again because
As
she
well, I
doesn't speak
apologize
very
for that.
long. But
Just if,
look at her body language. She's nervous. She hurries up, pulls out the table. Look at her. And the first thing they say to her, don't talk about anything but the contract. We don't want to make Randy uncomfortable like I made you uncomfortable for years.
if you want to talk about the terms of the contract.
Yeah. No, not even. Heather Harding,
Do you want to talk about the terms of the contract? Yeah, that's why she's here, buddy. You know exactly why she's here, who she is.
14 North High Street. Thank you, Mr.
I say these women are brave. Kick ass. I love the two women we're gonna see here. Let's watch her one more time.
Chairman, on behalf of the women who were here and those who couldn't make it tonight, I'm just here to thank the board for addressing our allegations. We're happy to see that additional training has been done, the contract has been revised.
So they had to do additional training because of Randy's behavior? Is that what happened? Interesting.
Apologies have been issued, and
He had who apologized to who about what? I'd like to know the answers to these questions, Randy Skollins.
this matter's been going on for a lot of years, through more than one administration, and
A lot of years, through many administrations. Wow.
we just wanted to take an opportunity to come and thank this board for their efforts.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look at him. He doesn't even move.
Yes.
I got to think that's him.
And it is in terms of the contract. Debbie Stewart, 44 Neponset Heights Avenue. You probably already know that, Amanda. Everybody does. I have a question. With the 4% raise, how does that play out with other managers in the town?
It's consistent.
So they've all gotten 4%?
Not all. Will be, I would say that generally speaking, a lot of people are they're on pay plans, which include a 2% cost of living adjustment and a 2% step. So the overall pay increase was is consistent with the other managers in that regard.
Okay.
So his is not set up just quite that way. He's not actually not on a pay plan, but the amount of money was the same. The only, I think myself was excluded from that. I was actually, I think it received a 3% increase. That was something we negotiated, and I was fine with that. And, but also the pay that Mr. Collins makes is actually consistent with the market conditions that we currently see.
All right. Now, I may be wrong because I don't have the book in front of me, but isn't he the second highest paid employee in the town?
No, he's not.
He's not?
No,
Okay.
no, he's not.
All right, and then my third question is, given in the long negotiations that were done by this board, was there any discussion regarding past behaviors, which we now have a civility policy, and I'm sure, please,
Who is she saying please to? Was that Randy? Or was that the board? Did you hear what she just said there? Let's play that again. That was, wow.
But also the pay that Mr. Collins makes is actually consistent with the
Yeah,
market
these
conditions
women are strong.
that we currently
Standing up
see.
against the bully.
all right. Now, I may be wrong because I don't have the book in front of me, but isn't he the second highest paid employee in the town?
No, he's not.
He's not?
No,
Okay.
no, he's not.
All right, and then my third question is, given in the long negotiations that were done by this board, was there any discussion regarding past behaviors, which
Past behaviors. Was there any discussion of his past behaviors? It's a good question. Were Randy's past behaviors the reason he had to leave Foxborough? You know, it's so strange here, too. This is 2018 in Foxborough. It reminds me of 2024 in Canton, Massachusetts. You got women, town residents complaining about this finance director. The way he treats people. You'd think Randy would have learned a lesson when it got to be a public display about this, when it ended up in the several newspapers about his behavior. And for some reason, he got by and even got another job at another town called Canton. You'd think he might just be like, you know what? I'm going to be a lot nicer to people from now on, especially while I'm doing my job, especially to the residents, especially to women. Not this Randy. Randy ain't changing. You know, Randy's an old dog, and he's not going to learn any new tricks.
We now have a civility policy. And I'm sure, please.
Who did she have to
Was
say
there
please
any
to? Think about that,
thought
too.
process about that?
She's speaking.
Because in a
We-
private
She has to
sector.
say
The board
please to
can-
them. What the hell is that about?
Given in the long negotiations that were done by this board, was there any discussion regarding past behaviors, which we now have a civility policy? And I'm sure, please. Was there any thought process about that? Because in a
We
private
can't,
sector.
the board can't address that, ma'am. Well, we cannot get into that discussion. That's a personnel discussion.
How is
The
it a
only,
personnel discussion? It's
because you're
if-
asking about the performance of an employee.
If
That
anything
cannot be
was taken
discussed.
into consideration during,
Can't be discussed.
it's
I'm sorry.
behavior, Bill, it's behavior.
I'm sorry, you cannot discuss that. You cannot be discussed. I'm sorry.
But you gave them 4% raise.
That was
I
part of,
am
the-
so
that is a negotiation that
Every
occurred with
one
the
of you.
board.
Disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
The woman on the board puts her head down. She knows. She knows. Look at their. They know what's going on here.
Because in the private sector, and no, wouldn't want him fired.
She's too nice. She wouldn't want him fired. This is what called Stockholm syndrome. Seems like he should have been fired, and I don't even know what he did, but just from what we're hearing here,
But he needs to be held accountable for his behavior. And now we have a civility policy.
You know what, Deb?
This is
Now you're
You can't go
going
there.
over the line
I'm
here.
sorry.
can't go there. So just like Canton, the men won't allow the women to speak. You're not allowed to tell the truth about our leaders. It's against personnel. You can't do it. We'll get in trouble. It'll be an HR violation. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit. Now, maybe because these town councilors are employees, I don't know. Are they employees? I guess they're legal representatives of the town. Okay. Maybe they can't say anything. But to shut this woman down, well, why can't she? Why isn't she allowed to speak? Is she maybe she's still a town employee? Maybe that's it. But this is just
Bad day. Really, really sad day.
now what you could tell too. What we saw, these two women that came out. They're not high level executives. They're not elected officials. They're not town planners. They're not finance directors. They're not the DPW chief. They're not the fire chief. They're not the police chief. These two women look like your average everyday workers with probably little power, little political power. And look at the way these goofs treat them. And these are the ones that have the complaints against Randy, apparently. And then Randy has his one friend that comes up. We'll watch her.
Very, very disappointing. And I hope to God, wherever she is, she's not here now, I hope it's reported correctly out there.
I hope so, too.
It's going to make a very interesting election.
Watch this lady come up. Who's this lady? Now, does she look like she's somebody who's just an average worker, this woman? And watch this one. And what do you guess?
Lorraine Brew, 126 Mechanic Street. I just want to comment that I've been involved in town politics since 2005, and I've worked with Randy Skollins since 2005 till present, and have found him always to conduct himself very professionally. And I find it very disturbing that this discussion went as far as it did to even...
Who the F is this one? Seriously, this lady, she's a power player. Randy treats you nice, lady, because of who you are. You're not some subordinate. She finds it disgusting. Who the F are you? Oh my God, this lady. Oh, you are disgusting. I want to know who this lady is. I want her name. I want to find out who she is. She is like the worst Uncle Tom I've ever seen in my life. I find this disgusting. How dare you, lady? He's my friend. He's treated me good because I'm on the same level as he is.
Broach that matter. So I think that Randy is owed an apology. And I just needed to say that. Thank you.
Oh, you need to say it. All right, that's the end of that video. Oh. Look at some more. Let's look at some more goodness about Randy. Good old Randy. I'll look at some super chats right now first. Good old Randy. We need a nickname for Randy. Shady Randy. Slim Randy. Slim Randy. Thank you, Patricia, for making a donation tonight. Thank you, Joseph. Wow, thank you, Kylo Beer. 20 Young Jurks memberships he gifted tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joseph, as well. You guys are so generous. Thank you. Good comment tonight from Dewey. She says, Mike, they don't want to look good. They want to look like they're unafraid and in charge. That's a good point. They're trying to show, yeah, you got that. That is a very good point, but it's not working. It's like you have a very good point. They think that this is working. They think that this makes them look strong and in charge, and people will back off and will really F with some of these people. But it makes them look actually very weak and petty. You're literally going after someone, threatening to throw them in jail for decades for handing out yellow ducks. Like that's not strength. That shows how weak it is. And I think it's going to be, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you'll get a conviction. Maybe you'll throw Rich in jail for a dozen, years. But I think most people on a jury are going to say, wait a minute. And I don't think it makes you look good in even like the larger Boston media, YouTubers, Twitter, all of us, we're having a field day on the Ducks. That you guys are stupid enough to go after people about Ducks, but then you have the Howie Carrs of the world, and then you have even the traditional, like the NBC Boston 25. They're going to have a field day with this. They're going to have a good laugh about it too. So I don't see how this makes you look strong. It makes you look like lunatics. It makes you look like reactionary morons. It makes you look like the thin-skinned. It makes you look like people who are losing their shit and so desperate that you have to go after people for handing out ducks. All right, here's a comment that came in from Sebastian. Quick thought on the Duckies. Do you think Karen Reed's defense could compare that investigation with John O'Keefe's? That's a good point. I don't know. I mean, it depends if the judge allows it, I suppose, right? And maybe even like look at the spelling errors. I mean, and that report could be the Proctor's report. I think the only name he probably misspelled was Aiden. I think he might have misspelled Aiden, if I'm correct. Where Proctor misspelled so many names. Who knows? All right, let's look at some more Randy. Here's one. Finance director contract approved despite behavior allegations. The new deal comes with a 4% raise and runs through July 2020. This is from the patch.com. And this is from May of 2018. Despite allegations surrounding his behavior, Town Finance Director Randy Skollins has signed on to remain in the position through 2020. All right, let's read more. The new contract was a welcome change for resident Heather Harding, who, along with other women, made allegations towards Skollins. Harding did not specifically say what Skollins was accused of, but thanked the selectmen for the vote. On behalf of women who were here and couldn't make it tonight, so it's basically what we just heard in the live, in the video that we just played. So it was Deborah Stewart who spoke secondly. She said, when resident Deborah Stewart attempted to discuss Skollins' behavior, Keegan said he was unable to speak about personnel matters. Oh, so this is the what did I tell you? I knew I was right on this. You could see what I'm saying. The class factor such come in on this. Lorraine Brew, that's the woman I was chastising. She's a former selectman. So let me get this right, Lorraine. You think how Randy treats you, a former select person and a current zoning board of appeals member, is going to be the same that he treats those other women who are below him? Aren't you as high as you grasp the brass ring, you're a former select woman. You just haven't learned anything, have you, Lorraine? Lorraine Brew, let's read this again. Lorraine Brew, a former selectman and current zoning board of appeals member, said she's worked with Skollins for several years and found him to be professional. I find it very disturbing that this discussion went as far as it did to even broach that matter. I think that Randy is owed an apology, Brew said. Can you believe that? Lorraine Brew, that's who it was. She's a piece of work, that one. She knocks down women. She's just, look, it even says there, she was a former selectman. She actually acts like a man. She's acting like a man there. My boy did nothing wrong. You hoes are all disgusted. That's basically what she said. Lorraine. I don't trust Lorraine now at all. Not a fan of Lorraine. Just met her, don't like her. All right, let's look at a couple more here. There's another one. Friggin' Randy. I think we'll just say friggin' Randy. That's how he's just such a sleaze. You know what? Sleazy Randy. I like that one. Sleazy Randy. We got to come up with a good nickname for Randy. Sleazy Randy? Or friggin' Randy? Here she is. Foxborough selectman named Lorraine Brew, their chairwoman, May 15th, 2014. I wonder if she got any support from Randy Skollins. Oh, God. Jeez. There she is. Well, this was 2014, so this was previous. Okay. Unbelievable. Now, we have some documents from the executive session minutes. I'm going to try to increase these. Let me see if we can get some of this up here. 1 second. Randy. This is from May 20th of 2018. Randy Pants. I like that word. Rancid Randy. Randy Pants. Sleazy Randy. Sleazy Randy. I like that one. Sleazy Randy. So this is in 2018. This is from executive session with the select board. Here it is right here. I want to read this. B. Keegan indicated that language was added to clarify that Mr. Skollins is required to abide by the same provisions as all other employees with respect to the following personnel policies. B. Keegan said that he's on not asking the board for reaction now. So these aren't like exact transcripts, obviously. They're just some notes. So apparently Randy wasn't following what other town employees were following, and they told him he's got to follow these rules. Skollins didn't want to talk about the past. B. Keegan stated that if employees have issues and they are union employees, they could file a grievance with a union rep. All right, I think we're through that one. I'm just going through these because I haven't actually read them all. I was sent some of these just today, and I did see some good stuff. I'm just looking for the right one, actually. One second here. Wouldn't you like to know what Randy actually did, though? I mean, clearly did something if a bunch of women were contacting their select board. And they came up with a new social media policy, and they came up with all these new rules for their employees. And then the dude leaves. He decides to separate from service. All right, let's bring this one up. Oh, 1 second. You guys are watching me read. You want to see what I'm reading. Sorry. I think this is the one I want to bring. Yeah. No, actually, that's not it. Let's get rid of that one. Just looked at that. You know, it's funny. We're looking at all these paragraphs. This is an executive meeting to discuss Randy Skollins' contract with the Board of Selectmen. And we're going through all of this. They're asking him all these questions. And then all of a sudden you get down, beyond the health insurance, about, coverage, about how much money he saved the town. Do you guys have any? It's like at the very end, they're like, do you have any additional comments? Let's talk about how he treats people badly. There it is. Jay Davalos raised a concern about how Randy Skollins has worked with staff in the past. There are 6 different people that have reached out to Davalos. And just make sure that you guys can read this, right? Should I increase the size? No, I think that size is good enough. I'll just increase it a little bit. No, that's too much. All right. So there are 6 different people that have reached out to Davalos about how they are treated by Randy Skollins in the finance department. No other person has come up this many times with this many issues in the past to the board. There is an issue from 6 years ago that does not appear to have been addressed, and he stated he does not want to continue to ignore it. He said he understands the history of this issue and wants this on the record somehow. B. Keegan responded that it is not the role of a board member to be involved in personnel matters. R. Skollins said he wants Davalos to come talk to him about it. Keegan said he has addressed all incidents that have been brought to his attention since he joined the organization. Davalos asked that if the formal investigation has taken place and there is no information as a result, what do you tell that person? Keegan said he is concerned that if a person will go to selectmen instead of the town manager to discuss a personnel issue, that the entire story might not get told. So, like, they cover it up, right? Yeah. Davalos raised a concern about inaccurate exit interview notes concerning why an employee was leaving. Keegan asked why the details of an exit interview were being shared, as that is supposed to be confidential information. Again, he emphasized that board members should not be involved in personnel matters. Feldman said he did not think personnel details would come into play today, as that was a discussion about contract negotiations. Coppola agreed that personnel issues are not part of the board's role. It's so funny how they go to personnel. Oh, we can't get involved in personnel, but you're deciding a contract for an employee who has treated other employees like shit. I'm going to read some more. Davalos said that he's concerned that 6 people, imagine having any place, any workplace. If you're an employee and you have 6 people at your workplace mad at you, you're getting fired. Like, I've worked in workplaces. Usually it only takes 1 or 2. If you can't get along with 1 or 2 other employees that you work with, usually you get fired. One of you does, because the rest of us don't want to put up with it. You have 6 people that have been complaining about Randy Skollins. 6 people. Let's read that again. Davalos said that he's concerned that 6 people have approached him and nothing is being done to address the issues. R. Skollins said that he and his staff are rule followers. That is their commitment to the taxpayers. Unfortunately, some people don't like to follow the rules that he and his staff are obligated to uphold. He said he would understand that if the board did not want his service to continue, he would retire from the town after his many years of continued service. Oh, he's such a good guy. All right, I guess I'm going to leave it at here. But again, what we see in Canton are people that can't get along. They can't get along. Randy Skollins got a history of not getting along with people, of a lot of people, women specifically, complaining about him. Helena Rafferty's the same way, basically. She doesn't want to get along. They want to rule. I'm in charge. I'm the boss. We're going to, if you go against us with rubber ducks, we're going to charge you with witness intimidation. Felony. We're going to do months of investigation against you. We're going to get warrants for your phones. We're going to get warrants for your car. We're going to get warrants for the person the company that you bought stickers from. We're going to listen to multiple podcasts that you are on YouTube shows. We're going to go through a couple hours of content and transcribe it. Protect the people in power. Protect Randy Skollins. Randy Skollins gets kicked out of a police audit meeting that he's basically running. They have an illegal timeout. The three guys leave the meeting. They call it an illegal timeout to have a non-public meeting with Randy Skollins following them out the door to have their non-public little powwow. And then Randy Skollins actually gets asked to leave the meeting because he's making such a scene at the meeting. He's made a scene. He's not being nice to women again in public. He's bullying. They ask him to leave the meeting. Finance director of the town, one of the most high-paid employees, a guy that's already had issues in his town, in the previous town he worked in, for looks like bullying, either sexual harassment, bullying. We don't know exactly what it is, but some women that worked with him spoke up. At least 6 of them, 6 people. And this is the guy who's running the police audit. The guy that picked Bob McCarthy to yell at a bunch of women and Dave Clow, poor Dave Clow. And when we look into Bob McCarthy, what I was trying to figure out, I'm like, who the hell is this guy? What could he do for work? Now, I used to sell shit for a living, especially, being a waiter bartender is kind of like sales. There's a little sales element to it. But I also, as a financial advisor, there is a big element of sales in being a financial advisor. And I think top salespeople, tend to move to things like financial products. Maybe not today. Things have changed. Now they're probably doing software products, software sales, things like that. But that's where the quality goes. When I think of sales, I don't think of construction sales. But that's what Bob does. Bob is a construction salesman, which is funny because I bet he yells at a lot of guys pouring concrete. And Bob also has run a lot of the committees related to Canton Town construction projects. I want to know if Bob has disclosed all his conflicts related to his construction sales job. And that would include any contractors that they ever use. Has he done any outside business with them? I don't care if it's not related to the business at hand. I want to know any relationship you have, Bob. Bob the Builder. Yeah, Bob the Builder. Let's know, Bob. I think this town needs to do a purge. Get rid of Rafferty, get rid of Bob McCarthy from the audit committee and all the committees, because he can't chair. Any guy that sits there, it starts a meeting by yelling at people, being that belligerent. And your town finance director, he looked at Bob McCarthy and looked at the powder keg that you have with the Canton Select board and the Canton Select board, this audit. He looked at the powder keg with a special town meeting. Randy Skollins did. This is one of your top town employees. He's supposed to be a financial genius. This guy, who's looking at the dollars and cents for your town, The guy that's supposed to be able to weigh risk and liability, he picked Bob McCarthy to run the audit committee. A guy that he couldn't run my Little League baseball team because he'd make the kids cry. You don't take a guy like Bob to run anything. If you want, the only thing Bob is good at is yelling at people. So that's what we have. We have incompetence from top to bottom with Canton. Rafferty's incompetent. She won't speak to the town unless it's at an equity inclusion meeting where she knows the ladies that are sitting around her are all going to be nice to her. Otherwise, she doesn't show up. You get the select board who are do-nothings. They're hiding in the Zoom. You got Bob McCarthy who will just yell at people for no reason at all. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like that's Bob McCarthy. That's your chairperson. And then you got Randy Skollins, the little sleazy, scummy Randy, who treats the women who's a select board member very well. But little Rita Lombardi and the rest of the town's citizens, Randy's not going to be nice to you. How do you think Randy treats any secretaries he has? I'm guessing not too well. Randy doesn't seem like he's a nice guy. And let's remember, Randy picked Bob. That's who he picked. When you have something like a police audit meeting, audit committee, and you had a town vote that was as close as it was, with as much vitriol and division in the town, what you would ideally do, if you actually cared about your town, Randy Skollins, is you would pick somebody that has, number one, good people skills. Number two, someone that is good under pressure. Number three, someone that actually people like. Someone that brings people together. That both sides could say, hey, you know what? I'm going to actually try to work this out because I like this chairperson. They're being nice to everybody. They're trying to work this out. We're trying to save our town. We're trying to work on a joint cause together. Instead, Randy Skollins, the finance director, picked Bob McCarthy, the biggest loudmouth who stood up screaming and yelling at the special town meeting, who was opposed to the Canton Police Audit. That's the guy he picked. And the Canton Select Board picked Randy Skollins to pick Bob McCarthy. These people, they're just not even, they're giving you the middle finger. If you're a Canton Town resident, your leaders, the Canton Select Board, Randy Skollins, Bob McCarthy, they are literally giving you the middle finger. They literally have I don't swear on this show, but they literally have their pants unbuttoned and they got their junk right out and they're sitting there stroking it right in front of your kids. Like that's what this is. This is so disgusting what is going on. And they don't care. So it's time to ratchet it up. It really is. Like, they want to F, let's F. You want to quote my show and you're how much, I want to know, let's do an audit. Let's do a Freedom of Information request. How much was spent on the Rubber Ducky investigation? How much money did they spend on this? There's more coming. There's a lot more. This is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. And we're going to have some people on the show. I'm expecting we're going to have some of these people who've been charged on the show. They're going to call in eventually. Probably pretty soon. Probably going to have Jennifer O'Donnell on the show upcoming. We may even have some people running for office to replace Morrissey on the show. And a lot more. I got so much planned, folks. It's just a matter of time. For me, it's always time management. I don't know when I can fit it in. And I'm trying. I'm trying to do everything I can. Every day, every minute, make it count. But we're not going away. We're going harder. And I'm telling you, I think the people in Canton need to get organized and start saying, you know what? We're not going to vote for your middle school. We're not going to vote for your middle school until you get rid of Randy Skollins. We're not going to vote for your middle school until Helena Rafferty is looking for a new job. Until Bob McCarthy has resigned from the audit committee. Not hitting their pet projects. They've sabotaged the police audit. It's time to sabotage what they care about. Tit for tat. They want to play political games? We play political games. So it's a Geno sent you the cop's dog proof. It's true. I'm going to look at that. Thank you so much, Geno. I hope you emailed it. Well, I'll look at my messages later. Someone said the problem is it worked for a long time, but it's not going to work anymore when all of us are watching. That's the difference now. Mike L., thank you so much. Says paramedic at ER nurse from Canton. The real healthcare knows Karen Reed is innocent. All my coworkers know the truth. Free Karen Reed. Thank you, Mike. KLM says Jen O sent you the dog's proof. Oh, I just read that one. Yes, I'll check that out. Ask Bob is here tonight. He says Canton also elected Chris Albert, a murderer, without knowing or vetting him for this vehicular homicide. Well, I think that shows you how bankrupt Chris Albert is. You know? I would have been fine with Chris being elected after what he did, but he should have been transparent about it. He should have said, you know what? I did something wrong when I was younger. I paid my debt. I learned from it. I changed my behavior. I make sure my kids don't drink and drive. I even try to limit their alcohol. But he didn't do any of that. He didn't disclose it. He also didn't disclose his financial problems. So as far as I'm concerned, I think Chris Albert is a fraud just for that. And I like how he calls him. He's a felon. Chris Albert is a felon, right? A jailbird. Actually, I wonder if it is a felony. Is that what he calls him? I know he calls him jailbird Chris, but I think he calls him a felon. I'm pretty sure what he pled guilty to was probably a felony. Thank you so much, Chrissy Mel. She says, Mike, thank you for all that you do. Thank you so much, Chrissy. So it's that they encourage their kids to drink. It sure seems like it. You know? He hasn't changed his behavior. Well, it seemed like at the night of the waterfall, he walked home, so at least he changed his behavior there. I think he still gets drunk, but he walks home. I'd say good for you on that, Chris, if that's true. But come on, dude. Fireball shots? Are you shitting me? Like, I feel like when I heard he did them ordering fireball shots, I felt like, am I back at Bridgewater State College? Like, that's what we used to do. Like, a round of fireball shots for everybody. Like, I gave that up in, the late 80s. All right, I think that's it. I think I got through everything. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing any other... I think I got through almost everything. I think I did good. 8:30? I think that was pretty good. That was about like 2 hours. Yeah, exactly 2 hours tonight. All right, like I said, I don't know when, but we'll be back with more shows this week, definitely. So keep checking back at the Young Jurks on our YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you follow us. And make sure you subscribe and like and all that stuff. I really appreciate it. Oh, you know what? I want to check the Venmos real quick. I might have seen one. Hold on. And do you have any questions, I guess, before I go, too? There is some stuff I'm holding back. There's always stuff we have to hold back. But if you guys have a question, maybe I can try to nibble around the edges. Melanie sent 25. She said, thank you for being such a big part of exposing these corrupt Massachusetts police officers. Love, we adore you. Thank you so much, Melanie. $25 on the Venmo. I think that was actually from the other night. I'd like to make sure I say, thank you to everybody eventually. And the Cash App. Oh, Melanie also sent $25. That was on Sunday night, actually. So I think we're all good. I hope I said thanks to Neil. He gave us $25 the other night too. And Trisha and Clara. Thank you so much, everybody. All right. We're the Young Jurks. I'm not sure when we'll be back. But, one thing I just thought of too, like since we're quoted so heavily, since my show is so quoted so heavily, in this felony case against Richard, they might try to make me a witness. And with Grant Smith Elias, the smelliest guy, and Kevin talking so much shit about me, I feel intimidated. I don't know. I might have to call Bukkake and Do you think those guys have been intimidating me? Should I play the intimidation card if they're going to turn me into a witness? Yeah, Grant Smith smelliest. Yeah, I feel intimidated too. The most offensive thing about Grant is truly the smell. It's true. It's like, dude, take a shower. Take a fucking shower, dude. Have you guys smelled that? Like, I'm not talking about the weed. I like the smell of weed. He just really does not smell good. He's going to say it's his disability and I hate crimed him. My disability is I smell. Mike, my disability is that I smell. You've hate crimed me. Kevin trying to go at Betterow was hilarious. It's like, dude, he's trying to get the glare on his show. I mean, he's been trying to. You notice how many times I haven't listened to his show in months. The other night I listened to it for the first time, and he must have mentioned to me like 9 times. It was the Young Jelly. They're gonna hear it from the Young Jelly. Young Jelly. He just kept talking about the Young Jelly, and he was like, he kept saying like, Mike was wanted to do one good show, and Mike won't have me on his show. And today he's begging Plevin. He's begging. Plevin is begging now. He's begging the Galera. The Galera. I asked the Galera, let me on your show. The Galera is too good for him. I gotta say, like, part of me is tempted sometimes, to have Kevin on the show or go on his show, and I would definitely watch it if the Galera did it. And part of me would really love it, honestly, because I know the Galera would just eat him up, and especially Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy would eat him alive. But I don't think we should do it. But anybody that does, it's their choice, and I would support them because it's their platform. I think that we should all give creators a little more independence. Like, I think sometimes the audience tends to think you have control over the YouTubers. Let's put it that way. I think we should give people a little support on it. So whatever the Galera decides, I think he already turned it down, but it just shows you how desperate Kevin is. He's got nothing. He's got nothing left. Even the people on his side won't go on his show. That's when you know you're done. When you can't even get, like, When's the last time Krusty Panties or Grant Smith Elias or any of them went on his show? Like, he has the same guest over and over again because he can't get any guests. He can't even get the guest on his side. And for me, I look at my show, like, when I have guests, I have like Jennifer O'Donnell or Rita or victims who have been harassed by the Mass State Police and charged with witness intimidation, or Mark Betterow or Mazza. So many better guests to have than a Kevin. People who are actually deserving of the time on this platform. And the number of listeners, we have a lot of listeners on this platform. So I don't think Kevin deserves to even have 1,000 eyeballs on him. All right, everyone, I'm going to head out. I'm going to watch some Turtle Boy at 9 p.m., I guess, if he's on tonight. I think he is. And also the vice presidential debates, if you're into that stuff. I like to watch it as entertainment. I love to see the debates. It's going to be a fun one, I think. All right, I'll see everyone. Have a good rest of your week. We'll see you soon. I'm not sure when, but it will be soon. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next night. Check back on our YouTube. See you all. Thank you so much. Actually, I want to check. I always say that. I want to check one more time. Any questions? Did I miss any questions tonight? Because I don't think so. I think you guys got what I was talking about. Yeah. So when does Michael take off his glasses to look at his phone? I know, right? You know, it's funny because this is my last pair, actually. Like, I usually get like 2 or 3 pairs at a time. And then I go back, and get new ones. And so I'm due. I got to go back and get glasses. But last time I actually did get one of the bifocals ones. So I could, and I hate them. I can't deal with them, but I need them. It's like I need 2 pairs of glasses now. And I don't want to do the bifocals. So these glasses are like for far away. And when I look up close, I don't actually need glasses. So I really need the bifocals, unfortunately, but I hate using them. Get LASIK. Maybe I will. That's actually a good call. I don't like doing, I've had so many surgeries and shit. Like I had like 3 surgeries on my stupid knee that never got fixed. So every surgery, they were like, oh, it's fixed. And then I'd wrestle for 5 minutes and the knee would do the same thing again. And my season would be over until the next surgery. So it's like, I just don't like doing surgeries, even though a surgery saved my life. Cancer, thank you so much. But yeah, maybe I should do LASIK for you guys. Then you guys won't have to deal with my glasses. We'll see. I did the teeth this year. I don't want to do too much in 1 year. I don't want to change too much in 1 year. I don't want to go Hollywood. If you guys start talking me into like bigger lips and, because we got the Irish thin lips or the facelift, then I'm done with YouTube. I'll never do that. I'm not going Hollywood. I'm looking forward to be all wrinkled and old soon. All right, everyone, I'm talking crazy. I'll see you later. Have a great night. I love you all. Have a great rest of your week. Yeah, Hollywood Crawford, that is not happening. Mazza, not happening. Not happening. Have a great night, everyone. Later.